Thank you, everyone, and especially on TikTok. I see you guys are showing love and liking. I appreciate it. Let me know what I can do so we could work together. I am a researcher, but a researcher in the field of myself, of my consciousness. And today, I believe it is a good time for me to share with you some of the things that you need to think about. First of all, you. Greetings, everyone. Tag 9, we are interested in conversation between soul and business. Et je ne dis là, nous allons commencer lever avec NAM. T'as comme ça, ou même qui veut connaître qui j'en pour gagner accès à 35K same day loan, ou bien ou besoin funding of $2 million, all you need is 5 months in business. So let that sink in. But soul and business, your business is your soul and your soul is your business. What is a business? It's a plan. Nous faisons business avec plan, avec matrix and reality. Est-ce que nous pay attention to the invisible? You see, the reality is a door. Chaque élément de réalité c'est un charge, your memory, glow yon côté, the energy, the connection, the zero position. Now, if I tell you that we are all one, if I told you that everything is an illusion, and the deep core, at the source, we are all entangled. Have you ever never felt a pain that you never had? Please feel free step with someone in a higher, really, higher place, higher than normal. Go in a hotel room and look at the window. Try to have an eye contact when you go on your balcony. Have an eye contact with the floor. Of course, you have to be with someone, but and then you will realize at the moment that your eyes meet the floor, there is a transfer of an emotion. You have a fear of a fall that you never have. It's like you have the memory of that pain. Have you ever saw someone in an accident or and then feeling the pain? Why can you feel a pain that you're not connected to? Why certain pain that people have around us, some of them boost us to do certain things? They are like catalysts. It's because you want to know if there is law in the universe. That's what you want to know. You want to know if there is a law that allows us to understand how things really works. There is a law, the one I'm observing. And I showed you on many occasions running in circle is because there is a law in motion. There is a law in application. There is a law. So now you started to understand where the law comes from. And mind you, there is a reason you know a word and not knowing another. You see, words were trust. And understand again what I'm saying on the deep level. Not really on the deep level, on the universal level. Words are trust. I can only hide an emotion into word. I can only hide an intention into word if I have a secret. Listen to the rappers. If they have a secret, they put it in the form of a poetry, in the form of a code. So words are trust. So language, words meant different things than this day. Way before, a simple symbol represented a lot because it was a society where people never had to go 9 to 5 to work. So the flow of the energy in the body, the heart doesn't race because what the body is memory. If you spend a certain amount of the time in life doing a certain thing, when you're not doing it, your body feel the motion. It remembers everything. We are how drive. That's what you call trauma. Because you have memory of certain things that you cannot get out these memories under your skin. And the more guilty you are, the more heavier it is. But in a different form of language, some people believe that the only way to get out is through. So they create a religion, try to get out. They try to get out. So they decided the only way to get out is to break out the soul pieces by pieces. So they decided once they come, they're going to get hurt with sin. So they said they're going to find all the sin possible so they can crack the code to get out. And that is all of the law. They want to crack the code to get out because the reality is a prison. A prism, a light catcher. Don't you realize what you see can make you fearful and can give you confidence? Do you believe that everybody sees the world exactly like you? We had a world that used to change because it changed according to the words of the people. We're living into God, with God. I believe some people want to get out. And I believe some of them has found a form of consciousness by going and doing all kind of memory. Because the body is break down to 7 major light. Of course, to the 12 signals. But the body is divided to 7 major lights, which people speak about the 5 but there is 7 major lights that the body is divided to. And that is what the name of the original Jew. A Jew is someone that is clearly in the eyes of God special. The Jew is not a nationality. Yeah, some people want to learn the Torah because a Jew doesn't need a Torah. Because the Jew is with God. That's what Emmanuel means. Do you understand? And these are ancient philosophy. I don't want to disrespect anything from the Jewish book. None of them. But I'm telling you that a Jew is someone that is break down in 7 light. 7 light means 7 chakras. Some people also talk about interaction with the 5 senses, but the true Jew will know. Because the Jew doesn't see the world just like you see the world. They have other capabilities, and they realize that they are compelled to live with less they used to do. They learn art of flying because they are part of imagination. They learn about things. They learn that the love that they had, make sure that they were one with everything. Being one with everything this is when energy comes from. Growing up, I was scared of vampire. I heard that they can get your energy. And then to realize that there is no such thing as that. Only in the physical world. It appears that energy can be harvested. Only in the physical. Only in the physical we see the sugar becoming the water. In the invisible level, these cursors doesn't exist. The numbers doesn't show off, only behaviors. the taste, the charge, the energy, it's everything. There's no transmutation, it just is. So when the Jew is a jewel because it is the law. It is the law. So the Jew is the law because the Jew is with God. A law of love. And there is way to recognize that Jew, not a Jewish, a Jew. In order to have a Jewish or reddish, you need to have a Jew. And the Jew is from the ancient thing, as I believe it is to become a jewel. The seven lights. Once the seven lights are activated, there is a sequence of information activated in the subconscious, just like Superman trying to understand why he could fly. I'm sure there is a kid right now trying to understand why he could play two guitars. There is a kid that is trying to understand why playing with two squares puzzle, he can juggle them and still fix them because he realized he keeps training his mind. So what people do, they create exercises to train their mind. When I analyze the game that kids plays in China, the culture is about movement. First of all, it's to keep stability. But in China, education and popular movement, they are really polarized on an ancient technique that I started to research a long time ago. Since I was not educated in the Chinese rules, to wrap around my head about their philosophy is gonna take me a lot of years. So I seek for the fundamentals. But there is one word that is keep coming back on the Chinese. It's the yin and the yang. And when I go further and I listen to Bruce Lee, I understand that it's the two polarity. It's hardness and softness. It's everything physical and everything spiritual, immaterial. They call it the philosophy of the heart. Some move can be achieved only when the philosophical level, the observation of the practitioner is having so many results by practicing, and they understand many things about what they do. So we are a laboratory. We are here. We are light workers. We all here to bring us secrets, and we are the Jew. The secrets are invisible. We keep inventing things. We invent the inventor. That was a shoe. We didn't know we made a shoe. And most of us, we are designers. Now, someone created a construct. They keep making all the invention work for them because they bring the law. They change the law. Because all invention was supposed to be participating in good and allowing the balance. But the laws change. Every invention is a weapon right now. It's not a fear, it's a choice. People who believe they're trying to find a way out have found another way in. People who believe that they have found a connection, a supreme connection, because to be one with God is a feeling. So how one has a feeling to be one with God? When you don't have the feeling that you are a man, you're going to provoke others. When you don't have the feeling that you are the king, you're going to provoke others. But after many times having sex, you behave different about it when you get on your 40s. It's because it's experience. We are each other's timeline. We are a clock. And only a Jew see the pattern. The language, so the law right now is being rechanged. For some reason, information is flowing more affluently. The humanity is growing. All this revolt around the world is because the internet has connected the world too fast. And the bridge gap for the 3G to become the 4G, alliance were being built on Facebook and different social medias. The 4G is a lot of app and a lot of software. The birth nation of the app in the SaaS. There was a crossbreed on the blockchain with the Signal, the Twitter, and the Telegram. And at the same time, There was a connection made multilingual. The world has connected itself just like a metal. Even though they don't speak the same language, they are showing each other's how they are manifesting, how their laws are violated. They create a big sector. And then I heard the Pope say something about education, and if you read about it, it's gonna be a section about um, the internet, education, information. I'm gonna show you that I'm gonna open the door because you need a smoke screen. And then censoring of information, well, you can research. If you research on the UN document, you will find some stuff. It's because some people are watching the stars. Some people knew, but this is the first time. They don't know what they know anymore. Brute force needs to be done. When you are hacking a computer, there's two ways you hacked it, because when you're doing politics, there is two forms of action. When you are in war, there's two forms of war. There's a soft war. I need to be your friend to kill you. There is the hard war. I don't deal with you. Wherever I find you, it's on. There is a war you know. There is a war you don't know. So which war you think is the best? Not the best. The most. That puts me and you in danger. And this is then when you realize that you have to let go of your fear. Because the question is right now, the world is really going in a, and the feeling and the emotion going now into the world is really catalyticism. They are energy manipulators, high frequency, not really high frequency, but big magnet generation. We call them pollution because they don't go higher than the frequency of the jewel, because it's the law that the Jew that reflects on the seven light. Because the true Jew doesn't need the chandelier, because he know that he is the jewel of God, because God moves through me. Let's try an exercise. I love to hear some songs. When I see on the video in the Arabic, they showing me that when you're singing in Arab, there is love in the air. Babies, even animals behave different around the Quran, but I've seen it on videos. I've never proved it wrong, and I don't dismiss it. I'm gonna use a language. I'm gonna use the Haitian national, not the Creole. And I'm gonna use a language, a piece of, a couple of sentences, and the national emblem, the original one. And now, can you participate with us? Just let us know how you want to participate, because we're gonna try our best to get you in a sensation of connected with yourself. And tell me if these words has power. Let me start. Pour Haïti, indigène yon nan nos ancêtres yo. C'est pour me lever tête pour me garder dans l'air. Pour nous demander grand maître là pour le ban nous protection contre tout mauvais ange sous chemin liberté ak justice. Faut que la justice blaye dans la lumière. Généralement, every time you listen to these words, the air, it moves the hairs around me. I realize these words are magic. Most of the time after saying these words, chè de poule pran ou, lait a changé, chambre nan chaud, and I started to understand what is that language written in that constitution. Because I've seen in TikTok that people showed me and proved me that when they sing about the Quran, a lot of things happen. Animal behave differently, it's a different thing. So this is where I started to ask question. Commencez à dire cette question. Why? And now you are still the witness to prove you what is a Jew. A Jew is not a book. A Jew is a behavior. A Jew is someone when the Jew is there. Jew means being with God, in God, Emmanuel. The name of the Jew is El, Elohim, because the Jew is with God. Whatever the Jew said, the Jew is. The Jew can declare the nationality. The Jew can play slave. The Jew can do anything. The Jew is the true material of that fabric of that work. The Jew is the matter, the joyeux, the source, the nectar. The Jew is melanin. And you only recognize the Jew just the way he moves the energy around you. I see now they call it, oh, he's charismatic because it's a rare thing. Charismatic is an energy field. Charisma comes from the heart. Carne, right? The charisma comes from the heart. The heart chakra is the key between heaven and earth. It is the law. So when me and you, we started to understand that we are never being divided. We're just internal conflict. Everything is me. You are now listening to me because now I know who I am. So I know who I'm talking to. Did you know that the algorithm is created for you to find like-minded people? Because it has to put everything on a group. Other than that, large calculation cannot be possible without true data. So what is the true behavior of someone seeking for like-minded people? A call to action. They're beautiful call to actions. They're all the same. If you read a book on marketing, you won't behave the same when you'll be on the internet. I'm not saying everything you see is a lie. The truth is in the internet, but it's not easy for you to just see. You have to make some research. But everything you first see on the internet, of course, will have an access and an effect on you. But at the same time, if you can, that effect, you can use it to build a separate muscle. They call it an app. That app is called a neuron. Every move you make, you're not a robot. You see, I have elegance, I flow. I'm just like water, the yin and the yang. I'm the true balance. So I have the motion in between. I'm not behaving as a robot. It's because I have multiple neurons. And the more gracious I have, so that's why there is certain dance you have to practice, because they activate neuron. We are 360 degrees being. Nowadays, I see people call it 9 ether being, but we are 9 being. So we need to practice hard energy release and also soft energy release. It has to be in your diet. You have to have an exercise where you force your mind to keep a certain composure. You train your mind. I made my research. I see people like Bill Gates, they make research on how you stay intelligent. And then what most of the milliardaires do, they keep doing stuff. The more and more they are building a ship, they become more alone till they become Nikola Tesla. Because what they do, they are on their mind, on their own journeys. Tai Lopez cannot be your friend. He's not talking to you. He's growing because he sees the way out. And the only way you do that, you keep the body in motion. People that are smart, they try to run a motorcycle, or they learn how to skateboard or stability motion. They realize that this motion is never too late to start roller blade. I tell you that because it's keep the brain healthy. When you use your right and your left hand rather to play piano, the more you control both of your right and your left hand, you are educated Dambala and Aida, which is the two form and the two snakes, the two intelligence, the two generator, the two energy field. So the more you play with your both hands and you make sport that plays with your both feet, and then you play with your geo position, you skydiving, you giving your body keys and access, because your body needs information to unlock consciousness. You had fear that you have to overcome. You are growing. Life is wonderful. And the more challenging it is, the better it is, because it is more exciting. Who want a boring adventure? That's why you read a book. Right now, your life is an adventure. The street. Vaccine, no vaccine, anti-Semitism, no anti-Semitism, money. Look at it. You living in the middle of a disaster. Isn't that exciting? This is the best time to start the movie of your life. And when you are a Jew, you play your character. Who you want to be? The villain? You want to be the bad guy? You want to play the angel? This is real life. In real behavior, create and obey to frequency. It is the law. The law. The law is. And the law sometimes can be represented just by a signal sent by a phone that energy will force all the ant to go in a certain counter or anti-counter clockwise or not clockwise. It started turning on themselves. In melody, music attract people. Some musics are to get you mad, not lower emotion. Every emotion has a description. Nothing is low, high. These are binary repair for binary minds. Come on, you're 360 degrees means free your imagination. By the way, before we go any further, I am Fenner. And this is what I do. I assist people who want to make the journey to understand what the third eye is. Well, it's called the third eye is because it complies of seven steps and 7 elements. Your reality, what pleasure you take in that reality, fear, love, gain or loss. Because remember, every emotion has a polarity. That's why you have the 72 demons from the 7 major chakras. That's the inspiration. The 72 demons is a reflection of each chakras. From the right side, you will have the bright light, where the light, the chakra, is forgiveness. When it gets to a certain position or meeting someone, a child, it behave right, and then it shares the grace that is inside, the light of God. But sometimes, it's a bad day. You're having a bad day. You had a bad wife, almost a bad life. But at the end, a beautiful experience. You've learned a lot and grown a lot of pain, right? Pain helps you grow. The suffering, when you see it, you need it. Come on, guys. You keep talking about it. You love the pain. You love working hard. When you complaining, acting that people want you to know. You see, people that need to be free, they're already free. So what they happen to do, they think that they can free everybody. It's a lie that Moses help you get out of Canaan. It's a lie. Till this day is an equation that is impossible. If you knew the science of, because it's the law, Moses cannot help no nation get free. It's impossible. All the equation in human behaviors has proven the same. Noah wanted to save humanity because he felt something. Based on his calculation, we're gonna die. So he realizes, let me make a house that looks like a boat. And then, based on the Gilgamesh story, and the story is being passed on, and now we know that he survived, and he was somehow, we are the descendant of Noah. That's the reset they want to put of in your mind. That's what they want you to believe, right? Nobody cares. In every story of Pinocchio, Alice in Wonderland, is because the reality never cares. People don't care. When you speak to someone, you're speaking to someone looking at you just like as a stop. Not because they are bad people. It's because you are born with an imagination. What's gonna happen, you're gonna say when you're gonna die. You never been sold insurance? I'm sure that the insurance guys is one of the best devil. They will cuisine, they will cook your soul, asking you question you're not ready for to answer. You're gonna get cremated. What is the model of the coffin you wanna buy? You want it private, or oh, you want it in an urn? You wanna check the bottle? Make you take decision who's gonna be receiving your money, your will, and then that situation creates a fear and that creates a mind paralysis. It's something nobody who been sold an insurance for the first time never forget that feeling, because that feeling you never had any answers for it. So what you do? You try to suppress it. People that knows that all I have to do is just I have to hurt you once. It's like raping, right? When you take the innocence, you can only do that one time, right? All right, let me use another keyword. And this is when you need to ask yourself, when you become pure. And being pure is being pious and become innocent. Now, how do we become innocent? Do you believe that you need to become innocent again? To be at your beginning? Can you do that? What is the difference between a grown man and a baby? Anybody would pick up a baby without judgment. They are lovely. They don't know who you are. They don't ask no question. And they are on their imagination. They're trying to understand. The pleasure is their innocence. Innocence is a feeling. You feel innocence when you're around it. When you see a baby and see if the baby is mad, the baby will tell you, no, no, no. And they're interacting with our energy. It's okay if you don't interact with another, and not everybody is from the same soul. Again, there is two people on the earth. And based on what I have discovered, the more you spill blood, there is two people on the earth. There is only two people in the earth. There is one people that must not spill blood by any means necessary, using their own hands. And there are people that must do it. There are two people in the world. Because we all gonna die, right? And there is a door out. What is that door out? How do you find it? Some people have been trying. They call themselves immortal because they can save memory into a trust. And coming back and remember who they were. And continue the same thing. The same banking, the same power system. Just by letting people create their own family, create a trust. But they realize that if everybody remembers They wouldn't be able to control, to manipulate. But they do realize that from time to time, a group of people remembers. And this is something that occurs all around the world. A group of people happen to remember. And a group of people always remember. Shout out to the artist, to the photographer. I am a photographer myself, and this is a piece that is really inspiring you. Peace. That's what I love about a piece of art. If you can see the screen, you will see that just by looking at it, the picture expresses peace. That's what an artist is trying to understand. Interact with the unseen. Why that color make me feel the way I feel? It's just ice. Being able to see the contrast of blue interact with inside of us, and we feel peace. But we feel the cold also. If you pay attention, you will see that you feel your brain interacting just like the ice was there. Can you see that? The brain is an amazing tool. An amazing tool. Now, can you be that young? Can you be that? Can you be that? So today, if you are someone looking or seeking how to interact with your third eye, we have a 5-step method. It's a simple method. It comes with time. Forcing yourself in meditation is not gonna do it. It's a lifetime. If you were born to seek the light, to be a light carrier, and that's what a Jew is. A Jew is someone that walks with the light. The light is all intelligence. The light is all benevolent. The light is good. The light is never wanna cheat because it's the light. It's everywhere. So that's why me and you, we need to raise and ask for the forgiveness and the support from the kingdom of fire. The spirit, the knowledge of fire, we need fire now. Because fire is also represented when you activate fire, you will feel that your body is getting warm. Is because all the white blood cells in your body are listening to this word, fire. And they started to behave. This is what they are. Fire. So the more your immune system and the more they fire, they create an aura around you. And this aura is called corona. Fire. And fire is being called when you are fire. This is the only way you purify anything in the world. Fire is the gate of purification. You need fire. Don't be scared of a candle. You need to remember that there is a fire inside of you that is burning everything away. And it is in the word of a lot of people who has made the journey and to meet with a higher form of a consciousness. Fire is burning and put them away. Night Nazi rider. Babylon, rise again from the mystics of tomorrow. And you will hear but in the different consciousness, they saw the world in left and right. Of course, the world is coded in left and right. There is no doubt about it. But left and right create many opportunities and therefore many dimensions. When we are started to see things exactly how they've been told to us. Up and down. Stay in the middle. Right will be front and back. Stay in the middle. What they tell you? Up and down. Rise up. It means higher than the half. Right and left or front and back, stay in the middle. Where are you? You see, the whole thing about God is to be found. That's the only thing. That's the only game that God plays. You want to be found. But you have to understand God plays that game with himself. So you have to understand there's two persona. If you wish, two brother. One of them is the muscle, one of them is the mind. The mind is clever, is always wanna trick the muscle. And the muscle is the force. Is always wanna, you know, humiliate the mind. And this is where that division, they all wanna hack each other. But when they have found that they are the same, they are just reflection of each other. This is when the third eye is open. The body is become full of light. If you want to make that experience, have your own experience, see and feel the vibranium of your body changing. Where the fire is behaving differently, you will feel that the fire is, your body is hotter than now more. It's because you are around someone vibrating in that vibration, on that level, and that frequency. Excuse me, do I have to? Maybe yes. Because I love what I do, I want you to understand. So if I have made a mistake by trying to run, I'm practicing. I'm trying to make my mind, my intelligence, meet the speed in the choice of word, so I can speak fluently to the level of my intelligence. Because sometimes words are barriers. The only way is to practice. Your accent is this, your accent is that. They are not words, but they punch hard for some reason. The mind is, the emotion is. So we need to understand what we feel and why we feel it and why we used to associate it based on our culture. Because we are all an operating system. That's how we are. We are an operating system. And that operating system sometimes agree with the decision, which is the governing body or the decision. Do you want to stay in your bed, sir or ma'am? Tea or coffee? That's how you start. And you miss these things. And you're seeking these memories in a partner because that's part of the memory. Some of us just don't want to leave that memory, they want something else. But life is a collection. You have to understand, activating your chakra just gives you another tool for you to be something, your own brand. That makes sense? Your own brand, but you are a drop of the source. But you don't just need to become your own brand, your own yay, your own this. Listen, I just heard something. I didn't take time to understand it, but it's out of my league. I have to say it. I believe Da Vinci or Pablo Picasso says, "Great artists steal, good artists copy." I repeat, great artists, they steal, and good artists copy. It is proof that we are listening to average music. Because everything is already being done. We're just in the remember state. Of course, and the humanity is working, is having conversation that I never spoke. It's like I'm working in Greece. I see people in TikTok having conversation about nuclear. It's like it's paradise. It's Tartaria again. A place where everybody is following their philosophical connection, the light, and they're making the alchemical move to become the true pounder and to become the key, the element, the new, the seed, the chain, the link in the chain that recreate harmony again. All the particle moving all together in perfect harmony without external vibration, nothing to influence it. A pattern that is in deep peace and harmony. But someone tries to slow that pattern down because they believe that they have to be the opposer. They have to be the accusers. Because practicing accusing for so long, you have a lot on your belt. They have come to a point that they don't forgive themselves. It's not in our hands right now. The accuser himself, has always taught himself that there is no redemption for what he has done. The accuser don't believe in forgiveness. And they trust what they're doing better than anything else because they've seen it themselves. They don't believe. They don't believe in forgiveness. That's why the accuser keep accusing, because his lifestyle depend on fooling you. The lion has to eat, and he uses teeth. The toad uses tongue. The cow uses their mouth. The human use their mouth. The bird use their own tool. The fish did the same. They use the water. We gotta eat. So imagine a form of life that can only be exist, only survive when they are feeding of you. Have you ever seen a cat, a mama cat or a mama dog having babies and at your home, and then you keep paying them a visit, but you realize that the last babies or the last dogs that the mom put out is like in a race. Their bodies are frail. They cannot fight as stronger as the other one that came before and that started to suck. And you can see that they're getting big out of the milk. Those who have power, they just they just use their body mass and then they push it. Sometimes the law of nature wants that the weak has to die. That's the law. The weak has to die. That's the law. And excuse me, that's what's happening. That's on the TV. Every time you open your windows, that's what the bird does. The bird eat the wheat. That's what the bird does. There is a food chain, my friend. There is a food chain. There are big animal that eat small animal. Not because they are good or they are bad, because they are hungry. That's life. Every time you open your window, the mosquito has to eat. You're the only person watching TV and believing. Do you believe that the goat is a believer? He didn't run enough faster. There was many of them, but he was the one that they saw. And today it's his day to change, to be a different energy, to be transferred. Because we are not the body, unfortunately. The body is just a mere reflection of the thought, the strong thought, the crystallized one. We are the essence. The essence is everywhere. That's why we are the Jew. The Jew is the source. The source is the jewel. The source shine. And shine different colors. The stones shine different colors. In the honor of the Jew, people wear stones to honor the Jew, because the Jew is a stone. A philosopher's stone. When you're next to that stone, you will see philosophy just like water. You will understand things that are so difficult because he's a Jew. You just understand. It's like he's a generator or a magnet or a healer. When you meet a Jew, you heal. That's how you recognize a Jew. They are magnetic. And there is Jew in many cultures, many language, many position. It's a generation. Some people be giving them names to confuse. Names are really confusing. Language is really confusing, I tell you that. But the Jew is a magnetic being. I don't need to use word to drive your mind into having peace. I can be mad right now, and then you will feel that your heart chakra will never swing. The light in your candle will never balance. Because the essence is peace. It's an exercise we've been done in a long time. And this, my friend, this is the reality. This is what's happening outside. What do you think the serpent eat? And today was his day. That was his day. He has to come back to the source. And the serpent has to grow. That's reality. I don't understand why you guys believe in politics. Do you believe that there is any politics when mama is hungry? No. I love to see that women say, "Oh, men lie every time." What? What does that mean? Men lies every time. Because people say whatever they need to say to get to that drug. That's why in a certain culture, the mother raised the child to say that, remember, your happiness is your drug. Use your happiness as a drug. Because happiness is the only fuel, the only balance, the only healer. Now you know you are a Jew, but how do you practice being a Jew? Do you know how to read the Torah? No. You have to understand there is a food chain, my friend. In that food chain, we are in it. But we need to understand how it works. Life does not work how we want it to work. Life works differently. What do you eat? There is a food chain, my friend. And after everybody been eating everybody, they return to light, to source. You die and becoming light. Part of the generator. You cannot die. Well, only if you believe in death, since you are a believer. But it's just a change of reality, just an experience. And yes, there is a food chain, my friend. The bigger one eats the small ones. They have to lie to them, you know. The grass, the mushroom is the decomposer. You see, in a society, you have an apex predator. An apex predator is a predator that feeds of you. Now, how do that apex predator, Horus, lives? From the grass, the cricket, small animals, feeds the birds. That feeds the serpent. That feeds the owl. Every time they come, they make a generation of 443 of them, and then they move on. And that's the food chain. So what is your food chain? You will see the owl every time. The fox is the politician. He has to lie to you. You see, every animal in this list, in order for them to eat, they have to lie to you. The snake has to act like he's dead or he's not there. When you get hit by a predator, an owl, you don't know. The frog, he has to act like he's a stone. The rabbit, they eat all day. The mice, you see that? See that? And then from there, the bigger one eats the bigger one. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's why you always see that the hawk, they eat is all there. You see that? You see that? Because they show you that the serpent eats everybody. You see? That's the food chain. And what do you eat? That's the reality, my friend. That's the reality. Everybody eats everybody. In order for me to be rich, I have to use your blood. I have to save, in order to save my children. That's what they're doing. Every nation that understands what to do to save their bloodline under a trust and get equity and get as much wealth as possible, and before they die, they give their children something in the ear, and they left them with a book and tell them exactly to do it. Then they raise the children to listen to that last word. If you having a child and that child is not raised to listen to your last word, you don't have a child. Because certain information cannot be transferred on the last breath. So they have an education where they transfer education from the last breath. They have a relationship with the kid, and they let the kid knows that the last breath, that's the last will. And it is the last will be the law. You understand? Every time I ask, I say the law, it say the law. It is what it is, exactly what I mean, and I mean what I said. To understand that the source is everywhere. Now, if you're someone interested in practicing, using your reality as a laboratory to practice your third eye, your extrasensorial sensory, some people want to practice geomancy and moving anything. You see, on my opinion, every demonstrative magic is small magic. I'm not saying demonstrative will be a short-term magic. Short-term magic is cheap magic. I don't know if you agree with me. Real magic is 7th generation. Circle 7 is real magic. Any magic on the short term, it is good. Big decisions are made on the short term. But it is comprising in the long-term magic. When it is part of a long-term magic, it's like doing education. You have to have short-term joke in order to have the long-term conversation. You have to prepare the mind, not to be a friend, but to listen. And that's what I want to do. I want to show you that you can activate your third chakra. Just this information I'm giving you right now, it is related to the light chakra. In other cultures, it is called the light chakra. The light chakra is the one chakra that is linked to exactly, not what you call your spiritual, but your immaterial side. Your light chakra refers to the neuron, to the more electrical side of your reality. You see, the light chakra is the point on the forehead. I don't know why in 2020 do people need to be clever. They keep calling the thing by popular belief. They keep calling the light chakra, oh, this is the third eye. How can that be the third eye? Who told me that is the third eye? People are claiming things that looks like no sense at all. Can you show me the third eye? When the body is full of light. When you have a lens, the point of refraction or the point of reflection in a lens, that's why you do optics, is in the middle. The center of the circle will tell you if it's a parabole or if it's a hyperbole. Is the light is going out or is the light is going in? That's the computer code 0, 1. So the third eye is the third eye, the third chakra. Now the third chakra is the green chakra, the heart chakra, the green lantern. You've seen that, the green lantern. That's the green chakra. They call it the green lantern. That's the reason they call it the green light. The Rosicrucian call it the golden garment, as the Freemason Manly P.R. said it. That's everybody call it a name, but basically, practically, this is the soul or the seed of your soul. People are looking about pineal gland because you were educated to focus on what you can see. The pineal gland is a, let's say the pineal gland is the White House that everybody can see. But if the country is in trouble, they have other mechanism, security, not the White House. You see what I mean? Not the White House. It will be something nobody wouldn't know about. So the pineal gland, this is where they want you to believe. You will see a lot of people in Babylon and Nimrod, they are targeting the pineal gland. Because they started to realize what it is, but they don't know how it functions. Even the Vatican is worshiping it on every sense, on every place they can, on clothing, etc. And they represent it as a pine cone. But the pine cone, they have realized that it produces light. That's why they talk about it, not because they have discovered the secret of the pineal gland. They don't. Because the secret of the pineal gland is because it's not in the pineal gland. The pineal gland is just creating an enzyme that the body needs. That enzyme, just like mercury, it's a magnetic thing that generates an antenna, in that there is many antenna. When that, because as above so below, the pineal gland is below. Listen to me, I'm not making any mistake. The pineal gland is below and it has to travel to above. Remember, you are a 6 or a 9. If you remember your origin in the mom's belly, your head was too heavy. At the beginning, you were a 6 because your head fell down. But the more your mom gives you a big house, God gives you a big house, and you started to create, you feed yourself to the point that you have your own house. And then your house is bigger than your head. You become a 9. So, the pineal gland, your head is below. That is your inferior energy, but it's just an energy charge that you need to source. But the essence, because God is smart, separate sources so people cannot play with it. The essence is higher than below. It's above, and above is in the center of the garden. Remember, if you raise the rock in St. Thomas, you will find me. Raise the rock from the root chakra to the crown chakra. You will find me when you raise the rock. But between left and right, front and back, where am I? Between left and right, 1, 2, 3. Between up and down, 1, 2, 3. I am in the center. I am the heart chakra. I am the green chakra. The philosopher's stone. The third eye. Why? Because this is the only chakra that allows you to see with a different sight. That's the only chakra where you see with a different sight. You feel with a different sensors. You hear with different sensors. And that's the only center, the second heart. And this is a Jew. To understand the Jew, you watch the behavior of the Jew. Even with no proper knowledge or actual timeline or education, they will keep the fundamental value of the morals, because the 7 chakras are 7 gates or 7 moral keys. That's why the key is a symbol. Now, if you wanna use your reality for good, and learn about yourself and opening, activate your chakra, simple exercise of 20 minutes. Because you have to understand you are the one. Make it make sense. I'm not speaking in the language terms. I'm speaking in in law terms. You are the one and the only one, to no one, to recognize you are the one. And when you realize the smaller, this every small step, you realize that you are the one. You're gonna be like Indiana Jones, really excited because life is gonna be renewed. When you realize you are the one, you're gonna secrete enzyme that is gonna destroy, things you have been eating, debris in that pure form of metal. You have a gun create disease, so you will, get rid of metal and everything, and then you will be happy as a kid again, because happiness is not only what you think it is. Now, from everywhere you're watching, my gifts to you today, if you want someone that you can, you want to have an experience and then try to activate your third eye. For many people, I've seen people try to act like everybody is an expert, and I believe some people who has expertise on the field, the expert is the experience. I might not have any experience that you have on the field and everything, but I can tell you that this was my biggest change, how to believe in myself. I realized that things I do naturally, and then some people had to pay a lot of money to get to it. For instance, there's a cool breed right now, even though I don't know if there is an air conditioning, but fire now. I want to eat. Raise the temperature, please. And I just ask. Just try. I don't know about you, but right now, my leukocyte, which is my white blood cell, already started. They're fired. And that's what chi about. That's why you heal people. People are telling you that, to use chi, you have to use your belly. And then the Chinese fool me of peace. Come on, man. The Chinese fool me. They're telling you that the chi, you need to learn it of course. They show you in CV, they've moved a lot of things on one Tai Chi, using the Chi, breaking thing with Chi. It is true. And then they've been following the US, so the Chinese couldn't keep up if they weren't copying the US. They realized that the US is promoting. The US is heavy on marketing, because marketing is the key. Without marketing, you will die. If you cannot market your name, your style, so you get, you make a name for yourself. So that's the Qigong. That's the source energy that I was telling you earlier. As above is below. As below is above. So what is the Qi energy? It's a flow of energy in the body. So how do you activate your Qi? Yin is structure, night, cold, earth, moon, slow, humidity, ascendant energy, fluid, calm, death. Yang is function, day, hot, skin, soon, fast. Basically what he's telling you is the code is 0, 1. Yin is 0. When you don't need anything, you're not hungry, you don't need money, you're in your bed or sitting in a position chilling. Yin, 0, cipher. You have everything in the world. You are the richest man in the world, because at this moment there is nothing else you need. Yang, it looks like powerful, but it's really weak. That's the lower self. It's when you release energy. You have to really think about when you're mad, because you release energy that could hurt. They call it the masculine principle of energy. It's called repulsive energy. There's nothing sweet. It's a straight angle, straight punch, direct line, trainer style. And there are doctors that tells you that, and they are focusing on cleansing they are focusing on cleansing the body. Every time you go with these guys, they will tell you one thing: cleanse your tube. That's their secret. Their only secret is your digesting system. Because this is where the parasites are. You see, sometimes you eat a food and then you realize you eat the food, but at the same time, it's like you didn't eat out of the food. It's because we are host of parasites. The more parasites we have, the more demon we have. Because when you have parasites inside of you, they started to think. You see, the same principle. When you were in your mom's belly, did you know what you made that moms do? You make her beg for food sometimes, even though that she's not here to. You make her eat things you wanted and she didn't want. And if she tried to get off your diet while you are in the belly, you will make her throw it up. This is how vengeful, how no play as a god you are. And your mom, in order to accept you in this world, has to accept every caprice. Because this is the only way you accept. That's what men, we need validation. Without validation, you die. If you want to kill a man, just ignore him. Some men has some abilities, just ignore him and he dies. Loneliness kills a man. Now, this is the technique that they have had. And the secret of all their techniques is based on the gut. Gut cleansing. This is how they charge them. This is how they've been able. This is the only secret that they've been able to cleanse the gut. When you clean your gut, you can eat anything. Because when you clean your gut, there is no parasites in your body. Because every time you have parasite, you clean your gut. The gut is the coil energy that is, that's what they call it, gut feeling. You can see that. You can see with your gut. If you're in danger, your gut will tell you. That's what they call it, gut feeling. The gut is your mind, your true mind. That's why when someone wants you to do something, they speak with your gut. If I know what's in your gut, I can control you. Is it money, power, respect, sex, or is it something in particular, my Lord? And I have the key to your code. You will do anything I want. So said the Roman. If I know the key to someone else's dream, I know their heart and I hold their heart. I know their mind. If I know their mind, I know them so I can control them. And this was the maxima. That's why they want you to confess. Because I want you to give me as much information so I can control you. All I need is the 0, 1. Because in order to be controlled, you have to agree with it. Your mom agreed for you to come in this world, so she agreed for you to ride her. Now tell me more. And every time Jesus speaks the same thing, he keeps dying in the matrix for the same reason. I have a dream. Pow, pow, pow. You don't understand. You're living in a matrix. The thing is being done over and over. Then again, and I mean it and I see it and I say it in the worst way possible. Now it is possible with the key, with your voice. Did you know that you have a whole entity from the fire realm called and venerated by the Freemason called Ptah? And did you know that even a city in the United States of America called Utah nowadays is called Ptah? Ptah is the voice box. You see your voice? It's your signature. It's your DNA. I see that you got a little tease in your eye. So you see you vibrating with the right one. Welcome in the sky. Not in the sky. In the new paradise. Paradise can be infinite, but can also be sold as a drug. It depends on you. You make the choice. The long or the short one. But let's dive in. So you see, the voice box control everything. Law can be recited. That's why you call it chant or a spell. A spell is a compelling. It's an order. And what is an order? A wish. I've never seen babies are controlling the world. The brightest king will obey to the daughter. The daughter, they would do anything to the daughter, even cut the head of a man and serve it to a platter if the daughter asked to. There's nothing that a father wouldn't do for a daughter. On the other hand, there's nothing that a mother wouldn't do for their son. So you see the world. This is who controls the world. A wish. Sometimes you want to meet a businessman, so he's so rich, and you want to meet him because you have a business problem, a car problem. He has an emotional problem. Listen to Mike Tyson. He has become a philosopher to understand its pain, because in order to understand and heal yourself, you need words. Being a philosopher is having a compass in a square, is creating tools. Consciousness has no measurement. How do you move in consciousness? How do you move in the nothingness? There's no mark, there's no north, there's no S. So it's different data entry. And this is what we're going to talk about. Do you want to activate your third eye? I have to tell you, in www.tag99c.com, we are proud to introduce you to a neuromagnetic meditation. In that neuromagnetic meditation, I believe, based on the facts and based on the clients that we already have, listen, let me give you a tour, because these links are available on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, it is everywhere. You will find a form of it's called the master of you. You know that you cannot be the master of you. To be the master of you is to be the slave of you. Everything has its opposites. That's why the philosopher come handy. It's called the philosopher's stone. The philosopher is when you're walking in the valley of the night and death and fear, when your energy is dimming down. When anything you believe you stood for, the world is changing and you were not ready imaginatively for it. Just like a chess player, you have 7 key elements. And again, if you click on the logo, guys, I have to tell you that, you know, I'm a marketer. You have to support that. Money is a behavior. Money is not what you think it is. So we create a two form of communication to get you inspired. As you can see, tag 9. Many squares sometimes look at an eye. This is the third eye, tag 9 INC. The 9 is the 9 step to become, you know. And this is a nice bundle right there. You see, this is really good. Just to keep you inspired for understanding. I want you to feel the enriched color. Look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this. You know, feel the blue, man. Feel the blue. Look at this. Look at it. Look. Come on. See, this is red, but red with lingo. You know, it is red, but it's reddish. You know, look at this, look at this, look at this. It's purple, but it's purple with a boldness. You know what I'm saying? That colors are magic, and we choose specific color that, you know, that boosts your energy. Look at this, look at the mat. You feel like it's dark, but it's a dark that said, like, I'm right there. You see me, but I'm dark. You see, it's kind of a, you know. You get the picture. Creation and creativity to keep us imported. Feel free, boost up and dive on. Support the cause. And by the way, we are gathering up with for peace. In order to achieve and get spiritual guidance, it doesn't matter the language you speak or the God you believe in. Everything else is behavior. Listen to this. And of course, you will have all that activity in the logo, with the logo that bring the gap between the straight line in the curve and the above and the below. It's the blending in the way of the center, and it's a symbolism that you need to understand. Now, learning how to open your third eye, this is what we're going to talk about. We have developed a program of a 7-5 step. If you want to, hey, feel free to reach out. We have a phone number. Well, if in case there's no phone number, we can reach out. I believe we. Now we have to connect the number. All right, we will have to. All right. Well, all right, but it's available in all the landing pages. So you will definitely find a number, and I believe if you need a number, all you need to go and just go in 3w-tag9inc.com, and then you will get a number or way to reach me on the website in a text session, so we could talk about it. So now let's talk about it. How do you activate your third eye and understand something that is in immaterial? Sometimes I joke with it because what are you doing but enjoying joke, you know? That's what life is. You know, you enjoy what you do. Come on, let me show you how it is. You see, light is a pure light. And when you exercise pure light, you know you're in the form of pure light. Light is pure light. I don't know I don't know what you heard about me. I don't know the dollar out of me. And while you like your purse, you can't see. Cause well, I am not PIMP, but well, let me try to see what we have. Ah, hello, 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 hello. So, welcome everybody. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for all the good things I see that you guys are doing. I appreciate, guys. All right, I really appreciate. Um, yes, let me see what the chat box is saying. I want to know if my chat box has a problem because sometimes it doesn't show up. Mm-hmm. All right, chat box is ready. So I have to reset that chat box every time. Come on now, make no sense. Chat box has to be automatic. You know, sometimes you gotta deal with it. You know, you deal with it when you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? So yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I believe I can see and I can fly. This is with can the with ah said it enough. Let's take it this way. Boom, boom, baya. Yes, we keep it this way. So thank you. We can see you right now. We see your comment. No way to bagay. Hey, how you guys are doing? Peace. So yes, if you are interested in activate your chakra, your third eye, you know, if something you really want to do, you're interested in, I believe I can help you. Let me show you. When I started, I had to do a lot of things to concentrate a lot of time, and the more and more I practice with it, that's the law. You practice with it, and I realized that you are a Jew of seven light. When you move, you have to move in seven step with seven step. You have to train your mind to move with seven step. Your action has to benefit seven people for seven generation. It's a seven. It's a circle of same. So you have to have the perfect numbers. You cannot do that. Life is so complex, but you can do it with words. Words are code. Books create realities. Words are codes. That's what they call you. Words are deaf. Because if you want a situation, there is many possible. For instance, two people can meet in a room and not saying anything to each other. But if there is a priest right there, they can make them take a vow. If there is an initiate or someone of a wise man, the wise man will always bind everybody with a vow because a vow is the law of your soul. Whatever verbal contract you took, it affects your soul. Why do you think that when people go to prisons and they tell them that you're gonna be in prison for 200 years? Do you think they're joking? Do you believe that when they say when the judge said that you are condemned for 200 years and you're gonna be in prison for 154 years? Or it's not. It's a contract, and it's worse. When you don't have a body, you cannot rebel. So your soul will have to bound to that contract and wait for what? Don't you see that your soul love to do what it is told? And the more you grew up, you try to deprogram yourself, not doing to analyze what you're being told. Think about it. Do you think it's a normal behavior for someone to just do what's being told? Or do you think someone has to analyze? It's a tricky question. It's a yes, it's a no. Someone in a natural environment, they be watching what to do ever since they was a kid. Because I'm watching to society, a reflection of it on TV, on books, or whatever. But the truth is, we're watching reality, and reality is watching us. And it is time for us to do what need to be done in this specific moment. Specifically when we're watching reality on that level. So we already knew what to do. We know what to do. We know what to do already. Whoever grew up in a certain situation, in a certain group of people, ethnic, culture, they already know what to do. Something is wrong, right? Isn't it? Oh no, that's how it is. Really? Hmm. That's really sad. Merci à Manly Honoré. Big up. Merci Manly Honoré. Nous apprécier Yes, que vous fait ça. We do appreciate. And yes, my friend, if you want to really, sincerely, if you want to activate your third eye, I believe I'm your best bet. Again, I got a technique which is non-orthodox, but it's a different thing that you go hands-on with diving deep in you. And again, it's better to give you a demonstration, not about big like magic. Again, small magic, anything demonstrative, it's a small magic. People think it's powerful, but it's small. Big magic is invisible, undetectable. It doesn't even need secrecy. It just is. That's the law. And that's magic. Now, fire. I'm going to speak to the fire in you because you are made of many elements. Let me speak to the fire in you. All right? Let's do so. To the fire in you right now, listening to me. Fired up. To the fire in you right now, listening to me. Remember, it's just an exercise. Fired up. And again, it's one of the programs that we talk about. We about soul and business creation, and everything. Excuse me if I'm slow for some of you. We are live on Twitter. We are on TikTok. We look beautiful. I love the way we look. It's really professional. And I love it, and I love it, and I love it. We are live on Twitter, live on VK. We are live in LinkedIn. We are on the profile. If someone watching our profile right now, this is the daily stuff. And think, big up to LinkedIn. LinkedIn are doing a really good job. And for those of you who want to sell things, find people who have a job. If you have a product you want to sell, you have to sell it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, this is where everybody who has 1, 2, 3, or seeking or hiring. LinkedIn is one of the most rated platform, I believe, for those of you, because this is where all the workers are, the diplômés, or the businesses, or the CFO, the CEO, the employees. I believe that people, right now, LinkedIn is giving jobs away, but you don't find them on LinkedIn for some reason. But yes, we are live everywhere. But if you are really interested, if you want to know how to activate, and you feel the energy, right? If you want to know how to activate the energy, when you move the energy, you want to know when you move with the chi, and you feel that energy, you feel it, that goosebump. That's what the Chinese does. They try to, they keep cleaning the gut, and then they practice balance. And then by practicing balance, you compel the chi. Now I'm gonna tell you how you activate the chi. Have you ever watched sometimes a little baby falling? If you pay attention, I want you to use all the cameras you have on the baby when they are falling. They'll try to work and they're falling. They're so innocent. The particle, the light particle of the earth will rise to protect them. It will be in the form of a white light. Use all your cameras. Again, everybody can try it. And then you will realize that when you are fallen, nature is compelled to help you. So what you do, you play with your balance, and nature will believe that you are in danger. So they will keep sending energy. So what you do, you use your hand, you create a ball of energy. You keep that energy with your mind. And if you want to know some techniques, you watch your imagination. The best way to describe it is they showed you how to do it in a movie called The Green Lantern. They show you how to move the third eye chakra, how to move things. That's how you get connection, and that's the mastery you get when if you want to be a telekinesis. This is the point. So you can specialize in something. If you want to be a telekinesis, you want to be a seer or whatever, or maybe having all the gifts, because it do happens. That's why you see Superman has all the gifts. That's the only superhero that has all the gifts. You have to understand. He's a hero from the planet Krypton. Because his planet is, even though you have a book, you don't understand the planet. Even though you read the people, the planet is Krypton. Because Krypton is the first letter. Letter is zero. Zero is none. None is void. Void is no desire, because I have everything. The Atlantean people, Krypton means the indigenous. The indigenous, they don't want to, they don't want to be fancy, because how fancy can you be from nature? So they respect nature to the point that they want to live and give it a privacy and a law of its own. That's how you allow magic to grow in your land. When before you use a plant and then you ask permission, there's a certain form of respect you pay to the land. The land will come, and there is a form of life that land will generate. You will allow magic, unicorn, and goblin, and entities to be more active and then to be of service of you. That's the secret of the land. Not to use electricity to create big magic in the sense of making money. Everybody is money driven. You have to be divinely driven. But yet, all the inventors got the divine connection to come with knowledge and the invisible side, but they are expected to deal with people that want to suppress and control that knowledge for money, and that would only release that knowledge only if they can make a profit of it, because they don't know how to have imagination and create a pattern. So they create tools that allow them to do what they cannot naturally do. Now the question, why our leaders are always poor? They have the idea, but the crowd around the leaders need to be educated to understand the leaders. And again, I don't believe that Moses gets you out of Egypt. You guys are too, life by structure is too personal. Nobody would listen to Moses. I believe Moses made his own move, and whoever wanted follow. Nobody can force you out of freedom. Nobody can force you out of darkness. But I can demonstrate, though. Higher magic is higher self. All right. So, all right. Information. I let the information come in. Then again, when you're around me, you feel the heat. You have to feel the heat. Because speaking is the language of fire. And then there's another sign too, that you're making the alchemical change. Your voice move the air. Your energy move the air. Your voice move the energy. So that's when you're gonna be careful, and then you will realize that when your voice started to move the energy, and when your voice is moving the energy, you will be careful, not to talk out of anger, because your voice moves the air, and it does. So you have to practice your voice, because your voice is fire. Fire is the law. Fire is the universal purification. If I want to purify something, I use fire. Fire will do anything or anything with intention, like fire. Fire is three teachers: death, shade, and fear. That's the code of fire: death, shade, and fear. And fire is a great teacher. Without fire, we wouldn't have the kings that we have today. Without fire, we wouldn't have the passion, the heart, the bravery, the will to die for others. Fire is a really passionate element. Fire exists in so many forms. Only the poet has the view to understand how fire is. If there is a beef being fueled between two individuals, there is fire. Fire is any form of heat in a conversation, any form of friction or misunderstanding. Those who manipulate the language of fires are swordmen. Whoever want to practice fire, they will practice the grace of the sword, because fire is the language of metal. All swordmen, to have a sword, you will have to be passed through fire. And you will remember every pain, because fire goes to your bone. And that's the exercise you need to do today. Remember that you are fire. In the case that you want to get access to real knowledge, this information will remain there for you. Having access to your own fire to heal yourself. Fire is the element that allows you to become motivated. That's your will. Fire is the energy that will make you achieve anything. Fire is death, it's shame, it's fear being your three teacher. All training has to go to fire. All training are uncomfortable, but if you want to be trained, you have to let your inside, your gut, your energy train who you are. Allow your fire. They call it the shadow work, but of course, it's called being to obey to your higher self, to your gut. You have to obey to your gut. Never think 2 times. And that's when you will realize that you cannot serve 2 masters. And that's why you cannot save 2 masters. You have to follow your gut or your mind. You choose. And I believe we had a beautiful discussion today. And you know more about being a Jew. Everybody is a Jew. If you can. Think about it, guys. And again, if you want to talk about activate your chakra and you want to know more, there's 5 techniques. Of course, it's 369. It's about what you do, what you say, and what you think. And that's the whole thing. That's the flow. What I think, what I say, what I do. What I think, what I say, what I do. That's the flow. And you come with some key numbers. How many times you think before you do an action? How many times you talk before you You do an action, and that's basically it. You have your triangle of success, and now you have created a successful character that can overcome anything. 3w.tagdynancy.com if you're interested in conversation about the soul, if you like conversation about electromagnetic demonstration of energy. And again, I want you to feel raise the fire. You raise your fire. Keep rising your fire. Yes, raise the fire. And yes, and as I always preach it, everybody listening to me, you have to feel the fire rising. All right? You feel the energy in your body. And that's what you need to do. You need to become the jewel. And you need to become God, so God, you can become the voice of God. Did you know before, the king has to give you authority to be his voice? If something is happening, you have a paper or a seal that gives you authority of the voice of the king. So if you talk, you are also representing the voice of the king. So whatever punishment you deliver, it will be automatically with the same authority as the king. So imagine having access to speak with the authority of the king. You decide. www.tag99c.com. Follow for more. You go on the website. The main website is www.tag99c.com. But for other product, music, you want to be in the blockchain, get a website, for free website, and then you want to sell a secret you product, I got you. And then we're gonna be, practicing, we're setting things up and getting back on the stream. And this is Fenner here, and we catch you another time for another conversation about your soul and business, because your soul is your business and your business is your soul. Peace. And remember, demonstrate. If you cannot be demonstrate,